Throughout the 1990s, Las Vegas was experiencing the biggest explosion of hotels and casinos on the Strip, both figuratively and literally. New hotels and casinos were popping up all over the valley, with all of them having one thing in common. Its theming were immaculate. Places like the Luxor, Excalibur, Treasure Island, and the new MGM Grand used immersive theming to attract its target audience, families who were simply taking a vacation in the entertainment capital of the world. Bally Entertainment, who had owned the legendary Bally's Las Vegas since 1986, took note of the strategies that other casino resorts were using, and thus, instead of wanting to renovate Bally's into a themed resort and losing the majority of its classic feel, they decided to build an all-new hotel and casino next to it, only this time not just classy, but also purely French. Bonjour, welcome to Paris, Las Vegas. Before Paris, Las Vegas, the area currently occupied was home to the Galaxy Motel, which was later demolished to make way for a small strip mall in 1970, containing a small casino known as Little Caesars. No, not the pizza company. This place, owned by Eugene Madet, would later receive its own quote-unquote hole-in-the-wall sportsbook, considered to be one of the most infamous in Vegas at the time, mostly due to the fact that it was home to Bob Stupak's $1 million bet during the 1989 Super Bowl, in which he actually won. Later on, Madet would sadly pass away, and the entire strip mall would go under, practically becoming a shell of its former self, including Little Caesars. It was all sold in the 1990s to Bally Entertainment, mainly due to it being so close to the neighboring Bally's Hotel and Casino. During a shareholders meeting with the company in 1995, Arthur Goldberg, chairman of Bally at the time, had announced that the strip mall would be demolished to make way for an all-new resort and casino project that would be connected to Bally's. Originally named Bally's Paris, or Paris at Bally's, the entire place would be themed after the iconic city of Paris in France. Plans called for a 2,500-room hotel tower, replicas of the Parc Monceau, the River Seine, Champs-Élysées, the Paris Opera House, the Arc de Triomphe, and to top it all off, a 50-story replica of the Eiffel Tower that would have almost been the same exact size as the real one in France. All of this with a predicted cost of $420 million. Helping develop and design the resort was Joel Bergman and his group of architects, who were previously responsible for building the Mirage in 1989 and Treasure Island in 1993. Groundbreaking of the project was held on April 17, 1997, with MBH Architects, Walls & Associates, and Leidenfrost helping out building the resort. During construction, researchers studied the architecture of some of Paris's buildings so the resort's replications and design would be accurate as possible. Only a year later, after development of Paris had begun, Bally Entertainment was sold to Park Place Entertainment, a subsidiary of the Hilton Corporation. One of these examples of studying Paris's architecture was the Eiffel Tower. While the real-life Eiffel Tower is made completely out of iron and used rivets, the one in Las Vegas is made out of wrought iron lattice, with the rivets and beams actually being simple molds as part of the tower. Originally, the Eiffel Tower was supposed to be as big as the one in real life. However, people from the nearby McCarran Airport noted that the sheer size would interrupt plane intermission, while also being a hazard for when they were entering or leaving the airport. Because of this, the height of the Eiffel Tower had to be reduced from 1,063 feet to only 540 feet.
Paris is coming September 1st. Call 888 Bonjour for grand opening specials.
At a cost of $785 million, Paris Las Vegas officially opened for business on September 1st, 1999 at 10 p.m. Included in the grand opening was a massive fireworks show held on the Eiffel Tower, all starting with the flip of a switch by French actress Catherine Deneuve. 35,000 guests and visitors attended the opening, along with 4,000 VIP members of the resort being treated with a party full of free food before the opening. Also attending the opening was Nevada Governor at the time, Kenny Guinn, Mayor of Las Vegas Oscar Goodman, French film star Line Renaud, and more, along with a casino and resort employing 4,200 people. Paris, of course, is meant to highlight many of the popular and iconic landmarks and pieces of architecture all across the city of Paris in France. The exterior contains a substantial amount of France-based replicas. Near the valet area is the 2/3 size Arc de Triomphe, capable of photo opportunities amongst guests. The area near the entrance included the Paris Opera House and the Louvre Museum, along with a giant fountain just a few feet away from the Las Vegas Boulevard. The hotel tower, containing 2,960 rooms, was modeled after the famous Hotel de Ville. Its giant neon and LED marquee was also modeled after a famous part of France's history, the Montgolfier hot air balloon, aka the first hot air balloon ever flown. When guests entered the casino, French employees would greet them with an exciting welcome. The interior was quite immersive, as the majority of the 85,000 square foot casino included a painted sky similar to the forum shops at Caesar's Palace, along with floors made to resemble cobblestone walkways. Facades of fake buildings, made to represent the Rue de la Paix, were sprawled throughout the area. Its main attraction was the Eiffel Tower experience, a viewing experience that took guests to the top of its own version of the Eiffel Tower, providing a beautiful view of the Las Vegas Strip below. A promenade was connected to Paris' sister hotel, Bally's. Restaurants include the Lake Village Buffet, which was themed to the 4 provinces of France, each containing its own French-based foods. There was Brasseria, the only restaurant on the strip that included outdoor seating, the Italian-style La Provence, the Les Artistes Steakhouse, and La Rotisserie, which was a 2-level restaurant that featured various meats and seafood. 5 lounges were included throughout the resort, such as the Le Cabaret and Napoleon's Retreat. Along with that, 2 cafes were also within the property, themed after the open-air cafes that Paris was quite known for. Along with all this was the 1,200-seat Le Stade des Arts. Paris was a major success in the addition of the Las Vegas skyline. Guests praised its immaculate and immersive theming, luxurious rooms, and beautiful themed accommodations, including its lounges and restaurants. It was so successful, in fact, that Paris would officially produce its first ever show just 1 year later in 2000, which was an English recreation of the Parisian theatrical musical The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It would only last for a few months before closing. Throughout the early 2000s, Paris would begin to see a surge in performances, such as Dennis Miller, We Will Rock You, Golden Rainbow, Sinbad, and other performers. Also during this time, Paris would begin its own show, the producers starting none other than David Hasselhoff. After the end of the 2000s, Park Place Entertainment would be bought out by Caesars Entertainment, and in 2010, as the family-friendly era of Las Vegas ended, Paris Las Vegas went through the de-theming apocalypse. Starting with the removal of the French greeters, along with removing parts of the front facade, replacing it with new properties such as the Sugar Factory and the Chateau nightclub. In 2011, the Les Artistes Steakhouse would be removed to be replaced with another steakhouse, Gordon Ramsay's Steak, the first restaurant in Las Vegas that would be fully owned by world-famous chef Gordon Ramsay. The Sugar Factory and Chateau nightclub would only last a few years until 2015, when they were both replaced with Hex, a bar and confectionery restaurant. That, along with the beer park in 2016, Las Vegas' first outdoor bar that would be owned by Budweiser. Finally, in 2019, to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the resort and casino, Paris had announced that the Eiffel Tower would be completely covered in LEDs, and would be receiving an all-new light show. The new show debuted in March of 2019 with a medley of French music. The light show starts every night and featured many dazzling light effects. For over 20 years, Paris has been able to light up the Las Vegas Strip with its brilliant immersive theming and luxurious hotel rooms and casinos. It is safe to say that this unique and interesting hotel and casino has successfully been able to change the Las Vegas skyline, along with bringing back the classiness of the Strip.